What's up, everybody? Back here on Holmakra today. It's the start of a new day. We're just hopping in our truck and about to head out to the woods. So let's get going. And it's been a minute since we played this, so if you remember, we're trying to buy the plot of land that's across the road over here. I took out the fence, so we got all this land open to us now. This field right here, and then all the trees back behind them. You can't really see because it's so dark, but that tract of timber right there, it's just over $1 million. It's like 1.068 or something like that $1 million. So we still got a little ways to go to be able to purchase that land, but we're getting there. And I was just looking earlier to see where I was cutting at, because it seems like, if I remember correctly, where we were at before, we had just about cut all that out. So it's like my track machine, the feller buncher, I did move it, so we'll be probably moving all the equipment around over there to where it's at, so we can get some more trees cut and try to make that $1 million so we can get that tract of timber. And then we'll move over there and have to start all over again, because we're trying to get another $1 million. It's actually $1,100,000 something for the other piece of land that we'll need. Oh, lots of money. But I may end up selling the tract of timber or something. Once we cut it out, I may sell it, and then that should give us a big chunk of money right there. Because if you notice, let me go back to the map here. Okay, so here's, let me see, turn the land zone. And of course all the machines disappear. Anyway, this tract of timber right in here, I think this is the one where we had already cut a good bit sort of in this area over here, and we didn't get anything down this side of the road. So my track fellow bunchers down here, and we were just up in this area. In fact, I think we've cut just about all that. I'll have to look and see when we get around there if there's anything left we can get right over in this area, right in there. And then this tract of timber, we have not cut anything on it yet, I don't think. But again, we'll look at that when we get back around there. Get the map open so I can see where I'm at. So we got a few logs we can load up right there. And I think that was all that was left on at least this right side of the road. You can look and see where we're at here. Okay, so we are right there. If I turn the lands on. Okay, so all this over here on this side of the road we have cut. On this left side of the road, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, see, it's still all that small stuff. I guess I could cut all that down and just chip it up and sell it for chips, but yeah, I don't know. Let me see, what about this smaller stuff here? Yeah, cut that. Okay, so we got some more work to do here in this spot. We can come across the road right over here. Got some pretty good timber in here. Let's see exactly where the boundary is. Yeah, so we got a pretty good bunch of timber back in here to cut. Okay, that's what we'll do. see some pretty good sized trees back in here. Not terribly big, most of them, but we can get, I guess, maybe one log at least out of them. It'll take a while, but we can get it cut. Oh, okay. So that's that tract of timber back in there that we didn't get to yet. So we got quite a bit to go. But you see, I had moved the tract fellow buncher over here, and this is where we were before. This was the first area, and actually it was right down there. So we cut all that, and there's right down here is where the landing was, I think, or maybe it's back this way. Yeah, back this way. So there's where the landing was, and we pretty much got everything on this area. We still got all this to cut. So I think what I'll do is, since this is some bigger timber in here, let's come back over here and let's cut all this in here first, because there's still a good bit. If you look, let's see, we're right there north of this little circular thing there. Let's turn the lens back on. Yeah, so we can come all the way down here too. And there's this area right in here, we didn't get any of that. So let's do that. We'll cut right in here. And I guess that's what I had the low boy over there for, was to get ready to move. Happy New Year to everyone, by the way. I didn't get a chance in the last video. I forgot to say anything. It was, well, let's see, yesterday. Yeah, it would have been yesterday. I forgot when I was recording the interior testing video. I forgot to mention Happy New Year. I just didn't think about it. I have to record ahead of time most of the time, and don't always think about everything. I'll tell you, this map is so dark. They must have adjusted the sun position, because normally by, well, I guess maybe a little by 6:30, 6:45, it's getting pretty light, but it's still pretty dark over here. gonna get a few more trees cut, get us a pretty good little pile of logs right over here, and then we'll try to get everything moved over here. I'd rather cut this big stuff than try to cut the little small stuff, because you can get 2 or 3 logs out of some of these trees, and the other smaller stuff over there, you gotta either chip it up, or you might be lucky to get one small log out of it. So let's just cut a few more. We're gonna open this up a bit more, put us the landing in here, get the dozer over here, and clean it off, and plow us a little spot, and then be good to get going here. Get the stump grinder over here too, and clean up all those little pieces and mess and things. Alright, so let's get this thing out of the way, and we'll get the dozer and stump grinder in here and clean all this up, and we'll have us a nice little landing spot. Let's see. Oh yeah, exit the rear. Let's get this little dozer over there first. Clear it out. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna fool with the low boy. In fact, I'm just gonna take us off through the woods. Try to get there faster. Well, let's see, some news as we're tracking over to where the fellow buncher is. Nothing real new to report. You know, with all the holidays, Christmas and New Year's and all that, I have not had a chance to get back on Ransom Ridge yet. I'm going to pretty soon. So I need to get that finished up and get it released. It's awfully close. I just got, you know, a little bit more work to do in town. There's the main road through town needs some more work and some terrain work around there. And from there, it's pretty much just you know, wrapping up the small details, any trees that you know need to be placed or whatever. So it's real close. Can't remember if I added mud in there or not. If I didn't, I'll go back and add it and have that in there. There's a lot of stuff in there, that's for sure. In fact, whenever I get ready to release it, I'm going to do a video kind of preview of the map, and it's going to be pretty intense because there's going to be a lot to see and do on that map, so I'll have to show you how everything's supposed to work. You'll have to have global company because I'm going to have the production sawmill as one of the sawmills, so if you don't have global company, you know, you have to either put something there or, you know, download global company and use it. Because that's, you know, one aspect of the map is on one end of the map is the main sawmill where you'll sell the wood, and there'll be a wood chip dump ramp there. And see, then on the other side of the map is going to be the production sawmill, and over there, you know, you can load up some wood chips and load up the lumber, but you have to take it to the other sawmill to sell it. Alright, I hope this works out pretty well as a landing. Let's see, Wise create fields. I don't need that. Allow create fields, lower plow. There we go. So we're making a little landing here on it. These trees, they're just decorations. I don't think we can do anything with them. Yeah, it just goes right through them. Okay. That's what I thought. That's the downside of having those little deco trees with no collision. You just can't do anything with them. I did try to make some smaller trees like that, and I left the collision in thinking that it would allow me to cut the trees, but it did not for some reason, which is kind of strange. Anyway, I'd rather have them and not be able to do anything with them than not have them and, you know, be missing that little element, because I think it just does add a lot to the map, those little small pine trees or spruce trees or whatever they are. Gives it a much more natural look to the map versus just bushes or something. So in case you missed it, I posted a poll up on the community tab, and you should have been able to see it if you were you know, scrolling down through Facebook or whatever. I think a lot of times, I'm not sure how it works exactly on mobile, but I know on the desktop version, you know, you'll see a little area there where it shows some posts or whatever from your channel subscriptions. Anyway, I posted a poll about, you know, what would you like to see more of in 2020, and for the most part, the last time I checked it, everybody had said that they wanted more different types of forestry gameplay, like instead of just, you know, the tract fellow buncher and skidder and log loader and stuff like that. They want to see a forwarder and harvester or some yarding, which we can do. Got the, oh look, there's a floating tree up there. Have I seen that before? I think I've seen that. Anyway, so it looks like we'll be doing some different types of forestry, which I've already been testing the forwarder harvester deal, and that seemed to work out okay. Although I find it a pretty big pain to have to load the logs onto the forwarder and then unload them again and then possibly load them a second time, but we'll figure something out. Alright, so I think what we need to do is find us a log truck. I think it's back at the shop. Yeah. So let's drive that out here. Let's pick up that bunch of logs that are sitting there, because we don't want to leave those. Now it's starting to get daylight pretty good. I was thinking it got fairly light around 6:30, but I guess it's 6:45 to 7 really gets pretty good daylight in here. Alright, got that. So let's strap that down real quick so we don't mess that up. And let's see here. I think I'm going to go ahead and move this truck on around to get my pickup out of the way. Move this on around to where we're going to be at and go ahead and park it somewhere, get it out of the way. Cut up this way to not have to make that sharp turn down there. That wasn't much better. That's what I thought. Stuck on. Well, I don't see what we're stuck on, unless it's not letting us. Well, those trees aren't touching it, so I don't know. Well, I guess we have to get the dozer over there and rescue us. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Well, I'm continuing to build my new computer. I'm putting together a gaming computer. It's going to have a Ryzen 7 chip in it, and I think I've decided now to go with a, I guess it'd be a Radeon graphics card. The Nvidias, I'm used to those, but man, they're more expensive, a good bit more expensive than the Radeon cards, which I'm hoping that the Radeons are pretty comparable to some of the Nvidia cards. But so just to save a little bit of money, I'm probably gonna go with that. I could always upgrade later, but probably just gonna go with the Radeon card. Not quite sure which one yet. I think I'm looking at the 5700, but that's still a ways down the road, so I'm gonna think about that for just a little bit. Okay, we're loose, so let's see what we can do now. But yeah, so far I've got the case, the motherboard, the CPU cooler, no CPU yet. I almost bought the Ryzen 7 chip when it was on sale right there around Christmas time. But I didn't pull the trigger on it, and I don't know, probably should have, but it'll be on sale again. If it was on sale once, it'll be on sale again. That Ryzen 7 chip I was looking at was $158, I think, something like that. Normally it's probably right around 200 and something, or 200-ish. Okay, let me see if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to cut up through here, because this other tree back here is probably going to get me. Now we're stuck on another tree. Let's see here. Maybe I can take the dozer and just kind of shove us around. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I've got the case, the CPU cooler, the motherboard. I just ordered, CPU cooler. I just ordered the some RAM. I got 16 gigs of RAM. 2 8-gig sticks. I'm going to order 2 more 8-gig sticks to give me a total of 32 gigs of RAM when it's all said and done. And then I also just ordered the power supply. I got a Corsair, I believe it's the 750 fully modular, gold rated, whatever. It's pretty nice. Just got that coming from Best Buy. In fact, I think it's going to be here, well, as you're watching this video, probably Friday or Saturday. It's going to be Saturday, but depending on whenever you are watching this video, I would have either have not gotten it yet or about to get it, or had already got it. Just whatever. It's coming Saturday anyway. So looking forward to that. Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to order. Let's see what I'm going to order next. Well, let's see if I go ahead and order the CPU, then I can start putting things together. So I may do that. Part that, and let's go ahead and get our skidder over there, since we'll be needing that pretty soon. And again, I think I'm just going to drive it over there. Track machines I'll definitely truck over there, but these I'm just going to drive. It's kind of slow, but it's certainly more of a pain to load this thing up on a low boy. In fact, this one, yeah, I guess this one would work on a low boy. The 630, I tried using it on FDR's low boy and it did not work. He just kept sliding off. This one, I'm not sure, but it may strap down. I can't remember how I got it here. But yeah, so once I get the CPU, I can kind of start putting it together. I'll have to get me some more RAM to stick in there. I don't want to run it with just 16 gigs, although I'm sure it'll be fine. Then of course I have to get, I'm going to put Windows, probably Windows Pro. Probably going to go with Windows Pro. I'm hoping that they'll run a sale on it or something. Because I think if you were just to buy it just right now, it'd be like $130 or $140, something like that. Which isn't terrible, I guess, but I'd really like to catch a sale where maybe it's on there for, you know, 100 or something like that. I don't know if they'll run a sale on that. Then I have to get me a. I'm gonna go with a. See what's the little solid state drive, the NME, I think is what it's called. Anyway, it's the one that doesn't plug in with a SATA connector or anything. It just plugs kind of straight into your motherboard with a PCI Express, I believe, or something like that. Little things. That should be super fast loading up Farming Simulator. And from there, it's just all the other little stuff, you know, like any kind of cables I need, fans, all that stuff. I hadn't even looked in the case yet to see. I think it came with one fan. I wasn't too worried about it until I got ready to start putting everything together. Man, we sure have wasted a lot of time to not even have gotten anything much done. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Alright, let's see. Dozer, we've already got that, but I think I want the processor next. Alright, there's the processor again. My truck's in the way. It's always in the way. Oh yeah, well, we gotta get that over there first. Let's go ahead and get this moved over there so we can chip up all the little pieces and any stumps that are in the way, get those out of there. But yeah, I guess my next biggest, or the biggest expense is going to be the graphics card. That's always one of the more expensive things. You know, like I said, I'm going to go with a Radeon this time instead of NVIDIA. I've always gone NVIDIA. But I just need to do some comparisons and see, you know, like I was mentioning, I think right now my PC parts list, I think I've got the Radeon 5700 graphics card. But I need to do some comparisons to see, you know, is that what it's comparable to, which I'm hoping it's comparable, like maybe to the 1660 or something on there. Because I had the 1660 in my list at one point, and then I bumped it up to the 2070, and then decided that was too much money. So then I went with the Radeon card. You know, we'll get it figured out before too much longer. But the graphics card most likely is going to be my last piece of the puzzle, so I'll have to really save up some money for that. You know, the solid state drive, I'm looking at a 500 gig drive. That's about $100. I just ordered the power supply, about 100. So it adds up. Can add up in a hurry depending on what components you put in there. Yeah, my last couple of computers or so, I just bought them from Dell, which is fine. But I don't know. I guess I'm kind of impatient, so I just kind of wanted to build one myself this time, so I could, you know, shop all the good sales and things. But it's kind of fun to build it yourself. That way you can, you know, say you did it yourself. You didn't just buy it from somewhere. And it's really not that hard. I've built. Let's see. I've built. Just that one. Anyway, I've built at least one computer. Alright, processor. Now we need a processor. Yeah, FDR is supposed to be updating all its machines here pretty soon. I think he's learning how to do some of the more advanced texturing things, which is good. He needs to learn that because he's getting left behind by a lot of the other modders. But anyway, I know it's, you know, it's just time to learn all that stuff. Which I don't think he builds most of his models anymore anyway. I think he buys them already made and then just, you know, modifies them, which, yeah, it's fine, whatever. But I know some of those guys that are, you know, building these machines by scratch in Blender and other programs are learning how to do all the really cool texturing and stuff where, you know, the machines will get dirty and you know, the paint will wear off and stuff like that, which is really cool. We'll see about going this way this time. Maybe I can make this turn. Maybe I can't. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. Uh-oh. Now why did you fall off there? You're supposed to be strapped on there. Maybe that version right there doesn't have it where you can strap it down. I thought it did. That's an older version of FDR's processor. I don't think I ever bothered to update it. So I get tired of that sometimes because, you know, it comes out with a new one and then you gotta download it and replace it or whatever. I really don't want to drive out through there. Guess I'm gonna have to. There's one spot in here somewhere where you'll sink, but maybe I think it's further back. And there's a hole. Yep, that's the hole. Found it. Great. Well, those are earning its keep today. Oh yeah, so while I'm thinking about it, these red ring trees, remember if I'm using this little spray can mod, this is the Global Company tree marker mod, and it's super simple to edit this. All I did was, okay, so what you do is, in the mod itself for the spray can, there are texture files for the trees, and they have to be either the pine or the spruce. You can't use it on these little white trees right here. Those, whatever those are, birch or whatever those are. You can't use it on those. So just the pine or the spruce. And all I did was I opened this up in the tree texture itself. Open it up in paint.net, and I just changed the red X to a just drew a line, just a straight line across. That's all it is, and you save it, and that's it. You can zip the folder back up, and then you got yourself a modified mod. Yeah, I just knew I was going to find this big old hole over here. Need to give me some rock or something to fill all that in. But I think we'll be able to get behind the trailer and just push with this dozer, and it should get us out of there. Hope I'll get the dozer stuck. Alright, I guess it's just that one little spot right there. Not quite. Oops. Yep, that's a pretty deep little hole right there. I've gotten stuck in here once before, but I thought it was back over that way to our right some more. Oops. See how deep that is? In fact, if I hop out of here, look at that. It's a deep little hole. I guess I better get this machine off of here. Probably help things out. Man, wasting half the episode just getting vehicles out of jams. Another hole over there. Well, I guess that's one way to get it out of there. Yeah, see, I was worried about that. I mean, that's a deep little hole right there. Let's see how deep that goes. I'm gonna have to get me some rock or something to put in there and fill that in. I hate that little spot right there. Trying to make that turn, you can't make the turns, then you gotta get turned around somewhere, and I'm too lazy to drive it on down the road and turn around. Just to make this little turn right here, it's a lot of trouble. Alright, well, it's kind of clear now that we're not going to get much done this episode, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of wrap it up and I'll get this machine moved over there and get the loader moved over as well, maybe before next episode, and then we can get busy next time and actually get something done. But let's see if we can go ahead and get this moved over there now that we've got everything straightened back out. And then there's that. Keep forgetting about that little spot too. These little forest road things you can put down, they're kind of nice, but if you have to go over a pretty sharp little hill, it doesn't work out very well because something always drags on the bottom. Boy, my Discord is blowing up. I'm a member of several channels or servers, what do you want to call it. I don't know what in the world's going on, but I've got 9+ messages here just in the past few minutes. Let's see what's going on. I do have a Discord. A lot of you probably are on there, but I'm not very active on there. I just mainly have it to have it. I don't post much on there. I got everything set to auto, you know, like when a new video posts or whatever, it automatically tags everybody. So I don't really do much with it. Best way to get in touch with me is on Facebook or through YouTube. Alright, well, we finally made it. So I think I'm just going to pull up in here. Alright, well, we got it. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video this time. And probably next time, I may do a time lapse on this video series just to help us move along a little quicker, because you know it's going to take a little while to get up to the $1 million that we need. So I'm probably going to do a time lapse of maybe the next day here on Holmakra. So we'll see. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and like I said, Happy New Year. Hope you had a good Christmas and New Year, and we'll catch you next time.